So hopefully you've seen the video of the Copper Canyon rock at Lake Havasu. So I went to Lake Havasu when my brother had, he's 9.5 years younger than me, he had a bachelor party. So it was me, my brother, and a couple of his friends. We drove from LA to Lake Havasu. It was several hours. And we arrived there, and what people like to do at Lake Havasu is they like to rent these boats, and they'll like drive out onto this, lake, which is beautiful, really clear blue water. And they're kind of partying and having fun and yelling and just having a raucous time. So we get on the boat and it's super hot. It's like 95 degrees. We go out, we're riding along, and then we pull into this little inlet, and there's this rock, and people are jumping off it, and they jump, and there's a whole crowd of boats around, and they'll jump and they'll go whoosh, whoosh, and everyone will go, yeah. So I turn to Albert and I'm like, Albert, hey, let's go do it. And Albert is my little brother's best friend. He's like, oh, okay. So we jump in the water and it's nice and cool, and we swim over. And then we get out and we start climbing up the rock. And as I start to go up the rock, I look down and it's a lot higher than I expect. And I go all the way up to the top, because that's what I do. I go to the top and I get to the top and I look down. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot farther than I thought. It would be almost like jumping off the third story of a building out these windows here. And so I look down, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do it. And then I jump. And when you land, it's so far, it actually hurts your feet, like it stings your feet. So I'm really glad I didn't land on my stomach, my back, it would have hurt. And then I go down, and I swim to the top. And then you hear everybody go, yeah. And they're all cheering, it's great. And then Albert climbed up, and then he jumped down. It's so exciting, right? And so it's a thrill. We swim back to the boat, we spend the rest of the day, and then that night, we go back to the hotel, and I like to go to bed early, and I don't, drink or do anything like that. So I went to bed, and my brother and his friends went out. And then like in the middle of the night, they come in, and they slam the door, and they're all loud, and they're talking, and they go, Miko, wake up. And I get up, and I'm like, oh, we were just talking to this lady, and this lady who's a local here, and she told us that rock that you jumped off, somebody died from there 2 months ago jumping off the rock. And I stopped and I was like, whoa, I really shouldn't have jumped off that rock. And as I think about it now, what I realize is one of the things that's really important to do in life is to research stuff. So before you do something, it's really good to have information. And had I researched and known about this rock, you can look it up now. You'll see that people die each year jumping off this rock because there's some rocks underneath it that people don't know about it. Sometimes they get stuck. So that's the first thing. Research is really good. And the second thing I would say is it's okay to change also. So I used to be a lot more adventurous and wouldn't think about stuff when I did things. But now I have responsibilities. There are people who depend on me. And if something bad happened to me, that would be a big problem. And so now I don't jump off rocks unless I know that they're super safe. Now you can jump off a 10 meter, 15 meter, 30 meter, diving board into a pool that has been set up to be safe. But if you don't have information, even if you see other people doing it, it doesn't mean that it's okay to do. So if I was to give you 2 themes from this story, 1, research is pretty awesome. And 2, it's okay to change how you approach things. Thanks for listening.